welcome back to our channel. I'm Rose,
And I'm Mohammed.
and today we are going to be doing a Q&A. So I know it's been a while since we have been on here, but we're finally back, thank God, and we're really excited. Mohammed has some questions for me, and I'm going to be answering them. So why don't we get started?
السلام عليكم شباب شابات. بعد غياب طويل اليوم قررنا ندير واحد الفيديو هو عبارة على واحد شوية ديال الأسئلة اللي غادي نطرحو على روز، وغادي تحاول يعني تجاوبنا ونشوفوا يعني الاختلاف ما بين الحياة في أمريكا وما بين الثقافة في المغرب والحياة في المغرب. Okay, so let's just start with the first question.
Okay, what is
So
it?
I'm gonna ask you, how did you found the difference between like the life in United States that you use about and the life in Morocco?
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna say is I love both of the countries, but there are some differences in our culture. Like for instance, the first difference that I had struggled with was the one where in Morocco, when you're a woman, you don't really, and you're especially a married woman, you don't go outside of your house by yourself without your husband or a son of yours or a brother. You have to go out with a male of the family. And for me, that's different because I go out by myself all the time, like here in America, I'm an independent woman, so I do things alone. I go outside alone. I go for my walks alone. And I know that, for instance, this one time I went to go for a walk around, the town that we were in, and Muhammad's cousins and my brother-in-law, they all came running. All the male guys came running, and they were like, "Where are you going, Rose?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just going for a walk." And they're like, "No, no, no, like, um, we'll go with you." And it was strange for me because I'm used to doing these things alone, but every time I would step outside, they would come with me. So yeah, so that's one thing that was different. Another thing that is different, like there's no public display of affection. So that means like, and there's no like kissing in front of like family members or in front of outside people. Like that's more private. And obviously here in America, like it's totally normal if like you give like a little tap kiss to your husband while walking in a street or something. Like it's not seen as a bad thing, but over there's no public display of affection, so not even in front of his family. And as crazy as it sounds, like even for our wedding, we we didn't even like American weddings, and especially my culture weddings, like when you get married, you say you may kiss the bride. Well, he kissed me on my forehead. He didn't kiss me on my lips because that's something that you don't do in front of people or in front
Yeah,
of
true.
guests. So that's another thing. And the last thing I would say that was different was his friends. Like when you're a married woman, you like for example, there was like some of Muhammad's friends that would not look me in the eye, or he would just say hello and that's it. And they wouldn't look me in the eye anymore, or they wouldn't talk to me directly. They would only speak with Muhammad, but that's just a sign of respect for them. But for me, it was strange because I was like, why is he acting weird? Because I'm used to like here, like you can talk to anyone, like there's no, even if it's a male, but for them it's disrespectful. Like you have to, like, if she's a married woman, you can't, and her husband is present, and especially when her husband's not present either, you're not allowed to talk to them. And
Yes.
that was like strange for me because I'm a friendly person. I like to talk, and I just felt like kind of weird a little bit, like And I was like, why is he ignoring me? But my husband's like, no, he's not ignoring you. He's just showing signs of respect.
Yeah, it's a sign of respect, like you say.
Yeah. So that's the differences that I found. Some of the differences.
Yeah, it's another thing that I want to ask you is, since you are like a Latina woman, like
Uh-huh.
I know, like we know that you come from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Uh, so I want to ask you about the difference between like Latina women and the Native American women.
Okay. So the difference between me me being as a Latina woman, a Puerto Rican woman, and an American woman, well, some of the differences are we are more family Latina women are more family orientated, so we are used to being around family all the time. Like it's one thing that like family is very important for us. We're always like talking to family, being around family, getting together with family. We don't, family is really important for us. And sometimes American women are like a little more like self dependent, where like, I mean, they don't really are around family as much as we are. Like, I feel like we really take family very seriously. Like we're always family functions, like we're always getting together, celebrating for no reason, and just being around with each other. As to like the American women, they're really not, once they get older, they're not really that much uh around their family members. As like don't get me wrong, they can be around their family members, but we are like uh very together, like we're very close to each other. Another thing is at
Yeah,
a
sorry, we can say that it's something like it's something common between Morocco and the Latino woman,
yeah,
something like,
that is something in common that we have.
yeah,
Because I know that Moroccan people, and especially their culture, they're very family orientated as well. Another thing that is different between a Latina woman and American woman is that from a young age we're old fashioned. Our families are very old fashioned and strict.
yeah,
So from a young age we're taught to clean, cook, and do be like a woman of the household, you know what I mean? So like
yeah,
and American women at a young age, they're not really being taught how to clean and cook. They learn these things when they're an adult, when they're older,
yeah,
and their moms aren't like supplying cooking for them anymore, but no, we learn what as like we're young, like at 8 or 9 years old, even you know 10 or 11 years old, we're already in the kitchen side by side with our parents, learning how to cook, learning how to clean, learning how to provide for ourselves. That's difference. That's another difference between us. And the last thing that's the different between us is the kitchen. The kitchen is very different. Like what I mean for the kitchen, I mean the food. The food is very different. We Hispanics tend to cook with a lot of sazon, a lot of flavor. We have
yeah,
a
a lot of
lot
flavor,
of
yeah,
spices. We use a lot of spices, a lot of um how can I explain, like, yeah, it's a lot of different spices, a lot of flavor. We make our own spices for things, and it's the taste is a little bit more different. They're more kind of like salt and pepper, and they have spices too, but it's very they're and they can even tell you they're crazy about like Hispanic food because we tend to use a lot of what's the word that I'm looking for? Uh,
like flavors,
what?
flavors, like a lot of
Yeah,
flavors.
flavors. Yes, things like that. So that's some of the different things of from us. And yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. So the last question is like, or I want to talk about is the, like, one thing is, I know that people in Morocco, they are interested about like the job in United States. I want to know what is the job that they are available, and you can without a degree, and you still can earn a lot of money from it.
Okay, so I'm not an expert in jobs, just putting that out there, but like I know some jobs that can make you good money without a degree. And the one that's like really most popular, especially now, is CDL truck drivers.
Yeah,
They make a lot of good money. Um, and all you really need is a CDL license and some training, and you can make
yeah,
really good money off of that. Another big one is like retail supervisors. They make pretty decent money when they're like big time like supervisor and managers of stores. They make pretty good money. Construction workers also make good
yeah,
money without a degree. And transportation supervisors, so I mean like public transportation drivers and things like that. They make pretty good money as well. Those are just some, I mean there's many, but those are like some of like just the big ones, like that you often see common here, since um like
yeah,
people don't have a lot of degrees, and they make a this is how most people or some people make money here. But yeah, so that is some of them.
yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
see like that. Everything in relation with the tracks and still can makes a lot of
oh yeah,
money.
that's a really big one. Like CDL truck drivers, anything with truck driving and stuff, that they you usually make good money off of that.
Okay, so thank you, and that was a nice discussion.
Yes, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. We will be uploading more videos. So I hope that you guys enjoyed our video,
Yeah,
and I hope you guys are happy that we're back. And let us know in our comments what other content you would like for us to create, and we will work on it. We are working on some other videos as well. So thank you,
thank
uh,
you.
Slimma, and adios. And I'll see you in the
Bye.
next one. Bye.